So yeah, okay. If we're doing Punch Story, fine. Let me switch up the music. Let's get some Todd Terje in here. Fuck it. Okay. Punch Story, and then we get into Ghost Trick. Enjoy your lurk, Dan Cry. I'm going to try and not look at chat too much, just because I'm going to distract myself and constantly interrupt my my train of thought. Okay. So, the one punch I've thrown in my life was freshman year of high school. I was not yet involved with any extracurricular activities, but I did take drama as an elective in middle school, and you needed an elective in high school, so I decided to just just have continuity. I like comedy. I like wasting time doing dumb improv games and not actually doing homework. So I figured it was the right move. I had no idea where it would lead me in my life to become the theatrician I am today / was in college and never used that fucking degree ever for anything relevant. Freshman year, first year fucking drama class in high school, it's mostly people like me, right? It's mostly people who don't give a shit but needed some sort of elective. Very few of the class would go on to the next year's drama too. They would just take a different elective for their sophomore year. But if you've never taken a high school drama class, the general way it works most class periods is teacher's going to show up. He's going to talk to you a little bit. He's going to, he's going to maybe run you through an improv game or like show you a scene from a movie and have a class discussion about that. And then you're going to have some sort of assignment. And that assignment usually involves you with a partner, like doing a scene or whatever. And you're going to have multiple classes to work on that because they can't really expect people to be able to like meet up after school and regularly rehearse together. So we got built-in time to rehearse in class. And what that usually means is people break off into little groups. They head into different corners of the auditorium or different dressing rooms or, a hallway. And they just start, they start working on their scene together, theoretically, and then the teacher fucks off to his office and never pokes his head out until he's required. Or in this one's case, he had there was this bathroom that was like, it had a locked door that only teachers had access to, and only really him in that corner of the school. And he would just stay in that bathroom for most class periods, and we refer to that as his private office. We don't need to think about or worry about what was going on in there. It's irrelevant. Anyways, what usually ends up actually happening is everybody takes this opportunity to rehearse, to, hang out, play their DS, hook up with each other, fucking whatever. In my case, I didn't really have a lot of friends in high school. I would, especially towards the beginning of my high school time, I would just use my drama class as homework time. I would not do my math homework, which was my next period on in the day, and I would instead just take the class time to get the homework that was about to be done, because I don't want to do that shit at home, because when I'm at home I can play video games, right? Like, if I can do it during the school day and not lengthen the amount of time I am forcing myself through, the banality of the American public education system, I'm going to shave down as much of that time as I can. It's about optimization, for me. It's about effort. So I just fucking would, if I didn't get the opportunity to do in drama, usually what I would do is I was good at school. I was good at tests. I can nail an essay, no problem. I was terrible at homework in terms of like the actual work ethic of completing it every day. And usually what it meant was I would choose one subject that I really didn't like that year. And I would be like, this is the one where I'm just not going to do the homework if I can get away with it, or if I like just don't find myself having the time. And in that year it was math. If I had the time during drama, I would get my math homework done. If I didn't, I'd be dealing with like a C or whatever. I was never in danger of like doing poorly because I didn't understand the material. I just simply didn't want to do that many fucking equations. I was a weird autistic fucker. I did my Spanish homework vertically. Like I would do like the parts of when they did sentence construction. I would I would conjugate all the verbs in one go. Fight me? No, not now. I'm in the middle of story time. Welcome on in. Take a fucking number, first of all. We're getting to the punch. I'm getting to the punch. Don't worry. Anyways, so that's how I saw drama. I did not see a future in it. I was not interested, right? I was a weird autistic fucker. Same too, for real. You see, Aki, you get it, and it's lovely having you around here, honestly. So anyways, one day I happened to miss drama class because I have like a doctor's appointment or whatever. I come back the next day to find out that we had just been assigned a new class assignment, and I had missed the opportunity that we had to like choose our groups and whatnot. So the assignment was that we had to create a movement piece. Essentially, it's drama 1. Everybody's a freshman. You can't really make them do anything too crazy because you're going to scare off the newbies from potentially participating in drama stuff. So you don't want to demand full-on choreography of them, and you don't want to demand them to like memorize lines too often because they're going to think that that's, you know, they're going to think that's like just too intense, too much work or whatever. You're going to deal with a bunch of nerves from people not remembering their lines. So the assignment was we were each given a pop song from our high school drama teacher's youth that he remembered fondly. We're talking like You're So Vain or Knock 3 Times on the Ceiling If You Love Me, that kind of classic, folksy, super safe stuff. And you were supposed to create a scene set to that song without words. You didn't have to do any choreography. You didn't have to be on beat. Just make a silent scene with a soundtrack. It was a really basic thing to like see if people, you know, get the fucking creative juices flowing or anything. In our case, I was teamed up with 2 guys who, for the purposes of this story and maintaining some semblance of anonymity, I will refer to as Ned and Torgo. And so I had just been paired with them for the sake of expediency. I wasn't there in class the day that they were choosing groups. I didn't really have friends that were just gonna, you know, snatch me up. So they needed an extra person. I got thrown to Ned and Torgo, which is what we'll be calling them. Yeah, it's an interpretive dance project, except he didn't want to call it an interpretive dance project because then he's going to scare off the newbies, right? Theoretically, as the drama teacher, you want to use your class to engender a sort of like thrill and joy for the arts, right? Thank you for the follow, Arcade Arcade. Welcome on in. This is a funny little arcade. Cute. So again, relax your body now. I will take a stretch. Thank you. So again, the idea was, you know, it's a very basic movement project. It's interpretive dance without the dance because, again, that'll scare away 90% of the kids who are in Drama 1 from ever wanting to do anything drama-related again. And you need these people to audition for your fucking Shakespeare shows, right? So it was super basic. I was paired up with Ned and Torgo, and our song had already been chosen for us. I do not know if they chose the song or if it was assigned to them. But apparently we had to put something together too. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. So, Ned and Torgo, for a little bit of background, are 2 like high school stoner kids who like I can very much imagine them trying to bum a cigarette off me at the 7-Eleven outside the high school, like even nowadays. They were like They gave far less of a shit than I did about drama. And like, don't get me wrong, I grew up into a blooming idiot stoner myself, but like there's a very specific breed. It's like early 2000s comedy movie stoner, if you know what I mean. I think they were on the freshman football team, so they were semi-friends with the football players, but they were only vaguely tolerated there. They weren't exactly in with the in crowd. They were very much backpackers onto the in crowd. I have no idea what's happened with them or their lives since then. I don't fucking use Facebook. I don't go to high school class reunions, and I never would want to. I don't want to know how they're doing. But I'll always remember them for this story, which I'm kind of shocked I haven't really gone into with y'all before too much. Anyways, so that's Ned and Torgo. They give even less of a shit about this class than I do, but they're like best friends with each other, and then they kind of like hang out around the outskirts of the football team on their off time, is what I understood the relationship to be. So I get into class, I'm informed, hey, you're with Ned and Torgo, and you're doing, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. And I'm like, okay, sure. That's what we're getting into today. That's what I got to deal with. So I go up to Ned and Torgo, and I'm like, hey, listen, this assignment fucking sucks. I'm not super into it. I can't imagine y'all are. I've got algebra homework that I need to get done by next period. Let's just figure out some really, really basic choreography. Let's just nail down the absolute basics so we know we have it. And then for like the next 4 fucking days of class, we don't even need to like talk to each other. Like I did not use these exact words, but that was my general idea. I was like, hey, can we just figure out something really dumb and stupid and just get this out of the way right now? Probably worded slightly less eloquently because freshman in high school, whatever. I basically just pitched to them like, yeah, how about this? We just kind of make fun of the assignment. We do some like really happy-go-lucky, smiley, dumb bullshit where we like jump out from behind each other like Huey, Dewey, and Louie, poking their heads out from around the doorway. And like, you know, just say fuck it and like make fun of the damn thing. And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we get to work. We start figuring it out. We start nailing down the steps. It's very basic stuff. There's like a little thing where we like laid down, like rested our head on our chin on our hands, like mermaids at the beach. Really dumb shit, but like it was super basic. And then, as I mentioned, there was a part where we would jump out from behind each other, like Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And we line up for this at one point. Ned's in front of me. I'm a short dude, but Torgo was even shorter than me, so he was in the back, and I was in the center. And something brushes against my ass. And I turn around, and Torgo is fucking humping me. And I look at him, I back up, I kind of get, you know, shove him off of my body. I separate him from my presence, and I say, hey, not the fucking time. Never the fucking time. I don't like this. I'm not enjoying this any more than you are. Why now? Why ever? Please do not hump me. Can we just get this over with? Because I got algebra homework to do. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure, dude, whatever. And so we line back up. I clear my throat. 5, 6, 7, 8. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. He starts humping me again. I turn back to him. I say, Torgo. I look him dead in the eye. If you hump me one more time, I will punch you in the head. Those are the exact words I said, okay? I nailed out the hypothesis, the if-then statement. If Phirmth hump equals true, then head punch equals yes, okay? Like, you know, some people will not take no for an answer. So occasionally we turn to the power of fantastical violence. So I tell him in no uncertain terms what will happen if he does that to me again. He's like, okay, fine. I'm like, yes, thank you. Can we just run through this once? That way we know we have it. We can all fuck off. I don't have to talk to you until we do the fucking thing for the class, and I can go get my math homework done. And we're like, fine, yeah, sure, whatever. We line up. Ned's in front of me. I get behind Ned. Torgo gets behind me. 5, 6, 7, 8. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. And I fucking feel him humping me again. And right as I was counting us in, I'm going to be entirely honest with you. There's a voice in the back of my head. There's a voice in the back of my head that says, you know he's going to fucking hump you again. You know you're going to have to make good on your word. You told him what would happen. You need to actually follow through on this. I specifically remember we were in the hallway outside of the dressing rooms. It was an empty hallway. Chorus was in the middle of practice at the very end. Drama teacher's in his private office at the other end. As I'm counting us in, I already feel my fist ball up, and the most fucked up part of my brain just creeps in and says, push out that middle knuckle a little bit. A force is distributed to the initial point of impact. Parkour runners who have their toe sticking out and have that hit the wall first shatter their toe. If they lie flat against the wall, the impact is distributed. Put your middle knuckle out. Make sure you follow through on this. And I feel my middle knuckle just inch right on out. And sure enough, I feel him, this man, this fucking person who I've warned twice not to hump me, start on fucking humping me. And I just 5, 6, 7, 8. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. I turn around, complete 180. My fist is fucking horizontal with the ground. I just haymaker him. And I specifically remember feeling my one jutted out knuckle make contact with that soft little spot. You know, if you put your finger up to your eye, you feel around the right side of your eye socket, and you move your finger a little bit to the side. You know that squishy spot you got there? You know that squishy spot you got right outside your eye socket? That's where my knuckle hit. And immediately, Torgo is on his knees. He's fucking down. I got the natural 20. And we'll come back to this later, but it is the one time in my life where I am sure I rolled a fucking natural 20. Okay. And yeah, he's on his knees and he's immediately crying, and suddenly my heart drops. I'm like, oh my fucking God, I am this weird fucking autistic metalhead who wears the same hoodie to school every day. I don't have friends. These people are on the freshman football team, even if they're not popular. Like, they know people who are very much taller than me. They already outnumber me. Ned is taller than me by like a half a fucking foot. Like, I could get beat up now. I could get thrown in a fucking dumpster after school. They could tell any teacher, and suddenly I have my permanent record, because I was convinced that was a thing, permanently marred, and I would have this, the knowledge, people would know that I'm a violent child for the rest of my days, and my entire fate rests upon this man who I have just fucking critted, and his best friend. And I look up at Ned, who is looking at his one and only true friend in the world, on his knees, in fucking tears. I am terrified for my life, and Ned points and starts laughing his ass off at Torgo, and I just walked away and did my math homework. The next day, I come back to class. Ned, Torgo, let's just run through it once real quick, and then I'm just going to do my homework for the rest of the class, okay? 5, 6, 7, 8. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. Our performance went off perfectly fine, and nothing ever came of it. And I realized much later that the only reason nothing ever came of it was because he did not want to admit to anybody that he got his fucking ass laid out by me. I think that's the only reason. It's because if they learned that he got taken down in one shot by me, it would have been way too fucking embarrassing for him. That absolutely has to be that's 100% it. That's 100% it. Hey, no, he can see clearly, and he knows what happens if you fucking hump somebody that's asking not to be humped. Fucking explicitly. He also has to explain why he was assaulting you with not play out well for him. You say that, but again, it was like the early 2000s. We're just a bunch of suburban white kids, right? Like, they're, you know, the baseball team at my high school was known for going to the stalls of the bathrooms, dropping toilet paper on the seat of the... Why do I have Tim and Eric music going on right now? They would line the seats of the toilets with the thin ass half-ply public high school toilet paper, and they would piss on that so that you couldn't take it off to mark their territory, okay? People got away with so much shit at my high school. The guys in my high school were the same. Yeah, exactly. Listen, that was just boys will be boys shit, at least in the way that people used to think of it. And that's not a healthy way to think of boys will be boys. Sexual assault is not the definition of boys will be boys. You know what's boys will be boys? Making bongs out of random garbage. That's what's fucking boys will be boys. That's some dudes rock stuff right there. And I'm tired of pretending it isn't. Anyways, we're gonna play fucking Ghost Trick tonight.